So when it comes to improving aim, consistency is key, and this is where tip 1 begins. So I'm going to give you a gym analogy to help you understand how important consistency is. So if you go to the gym on a rainy Monday evening for a 2 or 3 hour gym session, that's a long session. No matter what you do in that session, you will not come out ripped because it's only one session. In fact, you'll basically get no gains. But the more you go, the faster you will build muscle. So if you go every day for a month, you will see insane improvements. But it's the same thing with aim. So let's get straight into these juicy tips. Tip 2. This is something I see a lot of players mess up, and it's really nothing to do with aim, but it's still important when it comes to being able to hit shots. People either have a reloading addiction where they reload every 5 shots they shoot, or the complete opposite where they run around with like 3 shots in their AR for half the game, and when they finally see an opponent, they shoot, but then they run out of ammo before any of their shots even hit. To fix this, literally just be conscious of it. So now that I've brought it to your attention, you've become aware that it's a problem, and you will now constantly keep checking your ammo before you reload. So just like that, I've fixed your problem. And let me know if you did have that problem down in the comments below, because I definitely did and it sucked. And that's actually the way I fixed it, is by someone telling me the exact same thing. So let's move on to tip 3. Tip 3. There is circumstances in Fortnite where you should wait for your opponent to sit still and then line up a perfect headshot with your AR. But I actually recommend aiming at the body, wait till he's running in somewhat of a straight line, and then absolutely beam him. And the reason why I'm telling you to aim at the body is because of recoil. I'm going to give you just a full-on example and you'll be right with me, okay? If you aim at somebody's head and you hit them in the head, recoil brings your gun up. So after you hit someone in the head, you can't hit a second shot. But if you aim at the body, recoil will bring you up. So therefore, if you hit him in the stomach, recoil will bring you up to his chest. If you hit him in the chest, recoil will bring you up to his head. And then if you hit him in the head, bro, fair play to you. But I'm just telling you, use recoil as an asset and don't let it bring your aim down. Because hitting 2 body shots is way more worth than hitting 1 headshot. Just remember that. Tip 4. Take your time and abuse 100% accuracy. Not just for your first shot, but for every shot. I'm going to play some gameplay of me timing shots perfectly. And I'm absolutely pulling people out of the air in this clip. It's probably about 5 minutes long. If you do want to skip it, you can. But trust me, there's a lot to learn from just observing the way I aim. Right here, right here, right here. Get in here, get in here. Let's go, baby! Yes, he did. They're pardon!
Oh, I got hit big.
That was my fault. The wall that they were, I edited broke yours. I didn't think that they'd be ADS and go. Pardon? 30 sec, out of here. Cracked it.
In here.
Dead.
Nice. There.
3-6. I cracked him a minute ago. Air. One. Dead.
Jesus.
Fucking recording this as well, boys. Wouldn't say I'm making an aim video tomorrow, bro. What more proof do I need? Don't even need to say anything. Tip 5. This is for all my PC players out there. If you want to aim train, use AimLab because it has super low input delay and it's very sensitive. This means you'll get way better control over your mouse or joystick because AimLab supports controller and it's free on Steam. And by the way, I'm not sponsored by AimLab. I just really like using it. And by the way, for all my fellow PC players, I have an insane aim tip coming up and your aim is going to be super sticky after that tip. So stay tuned. Tip 6. This is a very weird tip, but it improved my aim exponentially. And I didn't even realize how I was improving my aim until I looked back on it. And that's playing in laggy lobbies. I mean scrim lobbies where your frames absolutely tank. I don't know what it is, but it's just that unorthodox, horrible feeling when you get good in them situations where you're getting maybe sub, 100 frames. That's for my PC players out there. Sorry for you console players, bro. You guys can't even see what's going on. It's basically just playing on a slideshow. But back to what I'm saying, it's so overpowered when you can get really good in those laggy situations. And then when you come over to playing in normal arena lobbies, you just hit every single shot, and that's just coming from personal experiences, man. Keeping it moving though, we're going on to tip 7 right now. Tip 7, this is actually a savage way to improve aim, and that's by playing Raiders aim training map. If you're not aware about this map, it's basically an aim duel map with matchmaking, so you can play with random players if you don't have anybody to play with. And because this video is focusing on long range aim, I recommend you play the drills that are located on the right when you successfully matchmake, because they'll help your tracking and pulling people out of the sky insanely. But we got to move on to tip 8 right now. Okay, when it comes to sensitivities, whether you play keyboard or mouse or controller, I see way too many people with an extremely high targeting sensitivity, and I want to explain why you shouldn't have an extremely high targeting sensitivity and how it can be affecting your aim, not just the common reasons, but some of the secret reasons. Now, you can see I play on 1600 DPI, and I play 4 sensitivity X and Y, 25 and 50. Now, this is just a thing of mine. This is more like a pet peeve type thing, and it's just, I guess, something in my head. There's no science backing it up. This is just something I feel that works amazingly for me. See the way I play on extremely round numbers, like example 50% and 25%. I feel like my muscle memory can remember those numbers a lot better than something like 32% or like 37%. That's just not a solid number. For example, I play on 4 sensitivity here, and targeting sensitivity is a multiplier, so that being 25% of 4, and that would be 1%. So my targeting sensitivity is the equivalent to having a 1% hipfire sensitivity, and I hope that makes a bit of sense. And it's the same with controller, which I will be showing in a minute. So my brain automatically knows when I'm aiming down sights that, okay, we're aiming in at 1/4 of what this is, and then when I go in with a sniper, it's exactly half. So that's just a little thing I like to use to help me. I don't know if it's scientific, if it's just me, but it works, bro. I'm telling you right now. Let me know down below in the comments what you guys play for your just normal X and Y with your DPI, because I'm actually curious to know if we've got people here on the channel with high sensitivity or low sensitivity, and if your controller do the exact same thing. So let's take a look at controller right now. I believe this is the controller settings, right? I'll show you one for expo and for linear. It's basically should be the same thing, because ignore these settings right here. This is a secret thing I use when I do play controller, and when I used to play controller to give me exponential aim on linear, and I have explained that in other videos before, so definitely go take a look at them on the channel. And they're in my controller settings video. I'll actually put it up on screen right now if you want to go and see it, but we're not here talking about secrets and stuff like that right now. What I actually recommend doing is obviously playing on as low dead zone as possible, because that will just truly affect your aim. And if you're playing on linear, okay, you more than likely, unless you understand the tip that I have given in that video, you don't want to use any of this, okay? Because it takes a lot of knowledge to understand what all of this does to get that kind of exponential feel with linear. But I recommend playing anywhere between 10 and 15. Just keeping it simple, 10 to 15, okay? And the reason why is that's a low sensitivity, and it is a multiplier. So that means you'd be playing on 10% or 15% of this. And like I said, I like round numbers, so both of them on 55 suits. But let's say, for example, if I did 50, okay, 50% and left this on 10%, that would, like 10% of 50 would be 5, I think. I think that's correct, because yeah, 5 by 10 would be 50. So yeah, that would be the 10% ADS is the equivalent to playing on 5% hipfire, which is super sticky. I could be wrong with my maths there, but bro, I'm not a genius, you get me? That's why I do Fortnite for a living, because I'm not smart enough to get a job. But yeah, putting it back on exponential. You don't want to play this low with exponential. I would actually recommend anywhere between 15 all the way up to 20. Okay, I actually recommend the same hipfire speed, your look sensitivity for exponential as linear, because there's not that much of a difference, and you're never going to neglect the feeling of exponential, of that slow start and the build up where it gets a lot faster. And whereas on linear, I think it's the lower you play, the better. So around 40, I like to play on linear before, but you see me with 55 the last time I tried to play controller. With that said, I want to move on to the next tip. Hopefully that helped you guys out. My controller gang, what's up? Let's go. Tip 9. This is something that I discovered on stream, and I found out it actually really, really works. And people who do watch my streams over on Twitch would understand that when I hit some insane headshots or insane AR aim, or if I'm on like 30 HP peeking a sniper, And you're like, that's a stupid decision, which it is. But I be amping myself up, okay? Now that is something that I really want to talk about for a hot minute. I will show a clip and then I'm going to explain it. So watch that clip first and then I'll explain it straight after. Believe it or not, Craggy was one of the spots that wasn't contested. Two games out of 6 I watched over, they weren't contested in front of me. Cracked. 56 white! Oh my god. It shot 3 shots and took him off 150 HP to like 40.
You triple thinking.
No, I hit 2 bodies and a headshot.
Where was he?
Right on me.
I'm burning.
Oh! Oh!
Don't you worry.
Full send it.
31 on 1.
Oh my god. Braham Peak. They're real anyways.
Sugar
Oh
right
my
now, build.
lord. Uprising with the plays.
Dead.
Shake.
Down. Shake down. I'll shake.
Let's
him.
give him a little
he
troll.
left, but we still get the shake.
I'm running
Kid
into
coming in.
that.
Enough said.
Railgunner.
Basically what I did was amp myself up so that I believe I will get the outcome I'm asking for. It's basically just predicting what you want, but by saying it out loud, you are taking a vision from your subconscious, then through the power of your thoughts, bringing it into reality. And if you agree with what I just said, comment down below big facts and I will personally heart your comment, because that's some like, you know, I don't know, religion type outer god. I don't know what it is, bro, but I'm telling you, it works. That clip proves it. And this is that tip 10 we're going on to right now, and it's really insane for all my mouse and keyboard players out there. For controller gang, I hit you with a salute. That was the last tip for you guys. If you want to watch this, go for it if you're, you know, hybrid, but let's keep it rolling. Okay, so before I explain this mouse trick, I just want to talk about how overpowered my brain is right now. Instead of you guys looking at all of the applications I had in the background on my desktop, I actually decided to open a blank notebook page and I just got a full white background so you guys don't have to look at the absolute monstrosity that I call my desktop. But I'm just saying, that's 10,000 IQ, bro. That's what we do over here on the channel. But the tip is what you're looking for. What you need to do is open your mouse software. Most gaming mice have mouse software. Make sure you install it, look up the make of your mouse and look for software and download it. And you should get an interface similar to this one. This is the one for the all glorious mice. I do have a Model D if you're just wondering. And Model O is actually really good as well, but Model D for right-handed people is really, really nice. Irrelevant though. I play on 1600 DPI. So there's a reason behind that. I could play on lower like 400 or 800 where most pro players play, but 1600 DPI, I just believe this now. And there's some research backing it up, but it's not strong enough to, you know, have a case by using it. So I'm just going to use my personal opinion. And if you, know me that I'm good with my tips, you'll know that it's a solid tip. And if I'm using it, it's definitely worth you using it. I play on 1600 DPI because DPI actually stands for dots per inch. It's basically for how many inches you move your hand on your mouse mat to how many pixels you move on screen. It's just a ratio. And by playing on that, it's like basically higher your sensitivity. But when you higher your sensitivity in game, you're using kind of AI. I don't know you're using a sensitivity slider is actually what it's called. And it's not real sensitivity, it's altered in game. And by using your actual mouse sensor and hiring it from this end and playing with the lowest possible sense in Fortnite, it's just super sensitive. Now, some people can hire it up to 3200 and then half their sense yet again. But I don't recommend going past 1600 DPI because it's just too sensitive. But 1600 DPI is really nice for just snappy flicks if you're that kind of a player. And it makes you feel like you have a high sense even though you play low sense. I don't know what it is, but then this is where the trick. If you want to use this, I do recommend it if you have jagged aim, like very snappy aim, it's not smooth. Go down to your polling rate, and most people play on a 1000 hertz polling rate. That means 1000 refreshes per second, and that's what gives your mouse a 1 millisecond response time. And basically every mouse will have a 100 hertz polling rate, unless it's like some office mouse, bro, and I don't know what you're doing playing Fortnite with that. You'd want to, get an upgrade. But what I actually recommend is playing on 500 hertz. And most people are going to be like, bro, why would I play on 500 hertz if that brings my response time down to 2 milliseconds rather than 1 millisecond? So therefore, your input delay is doubled by 2. But the thing is, it's not your input delay that's getting doubled. What it does is it slows down the refresh rate of the camera in your mouse, the sensor in your mouse. It's actually just a camera that takes thousands of pictures per second, if you didn't know that. There's other mice now, but most mice do have a camera feature in it. Like my mouse, all Model Ds do have a camera, and it's just known as the sensor, but it's actually a camera. And by knocking it down to 500 Hz, you're basically desensitizing it, so it's not as sensitive and it refreshes slower. Therefore, you get really, really smooth and accurate aim. But when it comes to flicking super aggressively, it doesn't look sharp. It literally will look smooth. I don't know how this works. It just does. And this is what I actually used to do on COD to get real insane aim. And if you don't know me from COD, I would get literally reported every week. I actually got a permaban. And if you don't know me from COD, I actually got a small ban. I got a 1-week ban from playing COD. For apparently having aimbot when I didn't. It's just people were reporting me so much. One of the, COD moderators looked at my gameplay and was like, yeah, he's hacking. Like, I got, what? You get me? That's how good my aim was. My aim is trash right now compared to what it used to be. That was the last tip for this video. So if it helped you out, please do hit the like button on this video to help it reach more people. And if you made it here, this is the very last part of the video. Comment down below legendary status, because you are a legend for making it this far, and I will forever remember and respect you. Enjoyed the video. I'm gone.